Welcome back to Canadian Disc Golf Productions. We are here today to watch Nikko's Drive at Paris, another junior event. I am Chris Brown with...
And I'm Galen Naidu-Harris. I think I've done that every time. You say I'm Chris Brown and I'm with, and you gesture to me just to say my name. But I always say I'm Galen Naidu-Harris to make the grammar of the sentence make no sense.
We'll figure this out soon.
Someday.
So this is the MJ15 card, if I'm not mistaken. So first off is Alex.
Alex Michelin. He's adopted his dad's spinning the disc on the finger style. Does it well.
Here we go. Owen, having trouble keeping it together. It's a hard thing to do when you're in front of the camera.
100%.
Seth here, man, it's a theme of long, luscious locks.
Yeah, I was just going to say luscious locks. You can't see that hair and think anything else.
Lazarus here. More long hair.
Styling.
And then Sophie.
Sophie with the pit vipers. Oh, you love to see it.
Oh, that's great. Fantastic. So we have 5 people on the card today. That's fantastic. We see lots of disc golf. We're going to play 15 holes of Paris's 18, obviously. 19?
Yeah.
18?
I don't know.
18. Yeah, 18 holes. I don't know why I thought there was 19.
18 plus.
Yeah, so it'll be a mix of shorts and some modified shorter holes.
Awesome.
Alex here taking the hyzer route on hole 1. This is the usual short. That looks fantastic.
Looks great. That's usually what I try and do. Can't always execute, but a hyzer up the right. Great shot.
Then we have Owen coming out here, also trying to take the hyzer route out. Gets through pretty good.
Yeah, a little deep, but he should have a look from there.
They all have long hair. I'm not, except for Alex, I'm not going to know who's who.
There's no way. So I'm going to say...
That was a great forehand, straight up the gut. That's a tighter gap than the wide hyzer, but it definitely plays towards the basket. Here's Lazarus.
Yeah, see that's what you love to see.
Wow, these are all great shots for the first hole.
Honestly, great shots for. Oh yeah, I thought you were gonna say great shots for MJ50. I was gonna be like great shots for anybody.
Yeah,
I would be happy with any of these drives.
Exactly. Sophie catches early there, but that's the typical miss when you're going up there with a fantastic second shot though, trying to drop it in.
Yeah, great scramble. Should have a clean look from there.
This is Owen out of the bush, I think. He got really lucky to get to where he was, but unlucky that didn't have a good look at the basket.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's straight from the hip.
Yeah.
Nice spinner.
Yeah, look great out the hand.
Great for the first putt of the day. This is Lazarus, I think.
Oh, just catches the nubs. Good commitment though. Just a half-inch higher and that's in.
Sophie managed to squeak herself a little bit long. This is probably 20, 25 feet. She's a great putter though.
And gives it a college try there. Just looked like maybe a little low and left, but easy cleanup.
I think she caught the tree coming through, so it obviously was not a clear putt.
Yeah, it didn't look like the clearest look.
Sophie taps in the 4. This is Alex's drive.
I thought it was Nikko's drive.
Accurate. Alex's drive at Nikko's drive.
Oh, there we go. Oh, and rocking the, I'm just noticing the, was it Nationals? Or no, the Provincials jersey from last year at Wolf Tracks.
Yeah, the Wolf Tracks jersey.
Love those jerseys.
Yeah, fantastic.
Wears it well. Card's a birdie. Way to go.
Nice tap in there. So there we go. Alex with the solo 2, and Sophie unfortunately squeaking out a 4, but I know it's all going to be pretty even out from here on out, so.
Yeah, I've taken 4s on this before, especially early in the morning. For me, it's about an hour drive. You get there, you're ready, you're raring to go, and then it just doesn't quite go the way you want. But I'm sure Sophie will get it back on track nice and easy.
Hole 2, I'm assuming this is one of the holes that they shortened because it is really far, especially at 187 feet. This is definitely a hole they've shortened for this event.
Yeah, I seem to remember this as being like 270 to 3-ish and sort of a steep dog leg, and it seems like they've sort of preserved that part of the hole. It's not quite as stark of a dog leg to the left, but certainly you're looking at a right-hand, backhand hyzer and still a pretty sharp turn to the left to get there.
I think this is actually the drop zone for the Mando that is there on this tree.
That would make perfect sense, yeah.
Alex gets a good drive out there, leaves himself a little short, but that's going to be expected if you're taking that wide route as opposed to the riskier, straight-at-it approach.
Yeah, and much like his dad, Ken, who we play with often, I find Alex is a very smart player. He doesn't really make mistakes. I mean, sometimes the disc doesn't do what you want, but he makes good decisions. So I'm not surprised to see him take the higher percentage play.
As Owen comes in a little there. No.
Hey,
yeah, no hesitation from Seth there. Right up on the tee, right out of his hand. Oh, same with Lazarus. Wow. All right, we got a quick card here. It's going to be hard to get the commentary in.
Yeah, 100%. That was a great drive, though. I think joins Alex there at the edge of circle 1, maybe.
Sophie's got a routine. There you go. Slow it down so we can actually talk about disc golf.
Perfect.
She takes the riskier but albeit more aggressive straight gap.
With you,
Yeah.
Owen.
Yeah, should have a look there from that bush tree thing anyway. Lining up a forehand. Nice. Just gets a little high, but should be in good position for a putt.
Definitely running it, coming up a little bit inside, but hopefully he has a decent putt coming back, as it looks like Owen is going outside.
Yeah.
I'm going to
And
be over there with Seth.
outside of that tree, but again, should have a look there. Maybe a little pinched off, but not going to be too upset. Sophie takes the same line.
Oh.
Little inside, catches a branch, but drops in nicely.
There's got to be a tree there that we're not seeing, as to explain why they're going so far right.
I think so.
Oh, good putt, good height, good pace.
I know with Paris, there's whenever you think you're safe, there's always a tree or a rock or something. So there must have been.
Ooh, that was a knock. Must be a branch in the way for Alex there. He's usually getting those putts up around the chains.
Yep. Yep. Still leaves himself tapping, but yeah, uncharacteristically low, and the kick off the bottom of the basket. No fun.
This will be for Seth 3, I believe.
I think you're
Long
right.
putt, but definitely doable as it comes up just a little short.
And Sophie also trying to find a line there under the branches. And she connects. Nice putt.
As I said, she's a fantastic putter, so.
Yeah, my
Don't
first
be
time
surprised.
commentating on anybody here except, well, I guess I haven't commentated on Alex's play, but I've seen him play lots. But I'm learning about these folks for the first time. This is going to be fun.
It's good to see the junior division growing and getting some really strong competitive players.
Absolutely, and getting the coverage too. It's nice to see a diversity of different people on some disc golf videos in Ontario. This is awesome.
Okay, so it looks like
It's
we're
happening.
gonna assuming that Seth makes this, which I have to assume.
I'm gonna say yes.
We're gonna have a couple fours and a nice putt from Sophie to save her 3, and then a couple threes elsewhere from just good drives.
Hey, 3s and 4s, can't be too mad. Some solid play so far.
Hole 3 is one of the shorter holes on the course. It's a tricky. I don't know how to play this. I think
I usually try like a bird forehand, so it's not going to fade out too hard.
Yeah.
But I mean, the shot shape isn't really perfect for anything because if you're trying to turn something over for a flex shot, you have to almost pull it pretty hard. Like it just nothing really lines up great. But like a soft forehand or a soft turnover that you can just hit that gap cleanly with is, if you're beating that gap and being anywhere for a putt, I think you're happy.
Yeah, I think the backhand Annie is how it's designed, but it's such an awkwardly tight and short shot that the simple forehand, just like this from Lazarus, see if we can. Yeah, that's ideal play. Leave yourself a circle's edge inside, maybe just inside circle's edge putt.
Yeah, 100%. You don't want to overthink this. Again, it's tricky to get that perfect shot shape for an ace run or a tap in. So I think you're just targeting some clear airspace, targeting somewhere that you can have a look at the basket, and that sort of high forehand gives you that. Sophie with the unfortunate early tree.
Ooh, that gets turned over.
Yeah.
Good touch, good control, but it just goes.
Looked great out of the hand. I think just, I was going to say stabled up, I guess understabled up when you didn't want it to.
I think the word you're looking for is flipped.
Yeah, whatever.
It's okay. We got this.
Same diff.
Yeah.
Understabled up. Would it be understabled down? Who knows?
Sophie gets pinched off with this tree.
Yeah, I don't see her really having a whole lot to look at there.
So I think she puts that a little bit out right.
Yeah, that's a tough spot to get up and down from.
Okay, that's a putt. That's just an edge of circle.
Very
Not bad
solid
from
upshot.
through the woods there. It gets difficult. Alex with the forehand, and he rolls into the trees.
Yeah, should still have a look, but not quite as much as he wanted to bite off. Wow, great step putt. Just comes up a little short, but great look from that distance.
Great pace too. So she gave it a run, and she's not going past the basket by too much.
Yeah, and that's the tricky part of running things from far. Nice look there from Alex as well. Just comes up a little low.
Yeah, he's lucky to have any sort of look through there. It can get kind of dicey as you see.
Oh yeah, you can see the branches and the leaves. Yeah, it's tricky.
Seth having to kind of putt almost horseshoe style there.
Yeah, just about, eh? Just whatever you can do to find some free air and get towards that basket.
Oh, off the cage.
Another one there, though. You see it's a little tougher to make out maybe, but a lot of branches in the way that you're trying to get underneath and still get the power. It's not easy.
Yeah. Oh, that was for Lazarus the 2 as he comes out left side. Just have to say how far that was with the tree being there, but I have to say it was 25 feet. So. Yeah,
these are some long and obstructed putts, so difficult for anyone to make. Not faulting anybody here for not getting exactly the result they want. I certainly wouldn't be if I was putting here.
I think we're just gonna get a bunch of tap-ins. That's that's a lot of 4s. I think Lazarus are the only 3.
That's not bad though. Taking a 3 on a hole like this, you're not upset. It's one of the ones you can get into trouble pretty easy.
It's true. It's just one of those ones that you look at and you're almost writing up a 2 as Sophie is dancing in the background. You kind of looking up for a 2, and I understand there's lots of trees in the way, but
yeah, and I find that those are the ones that sometimes get me in trouble personally, where if I walk up the tee pad, and this is early enough that I don't think anybody's thinking too heavily about it, but you're in tournament mode and you're like, okay, well, I gotta write up a 2 on this one. I gotta card the 2, and that's when I find I get myself into the 3.5, 4, sometimes 5 territory.
Your own brain gets in your way. I get it.
Yep. Need to have a smooth brain for disc golf. Mine's too wrinkly sometimes.
Is that what it is?
I think so. Yeah.
I don't think you got that right. You may have it backwards.
No, backwards on purpose. You don't know the smooth brain memes?
Oh, I know exactly the smooth brain memes.
Yeah. Well, I want to have no brain on in disc golf and just let my body do the work.
Okay, sure.
I don't like to think.
Hole 4, another one they've shortened because hole 4 is a ridiculously hard shot, but this actually looks like a fun shot. So you can go any way. Little backhand turnover, as you can see Lazarus is going with here. But I think the forehand is ideally the play.
Yeah, just yanked a little bit. Yeah, but it's interesting enough, that gap's early enough that I think you can, if you tweak the stability or speed or, your forehand versus backhand, your angle, you can do almost anything and get there depending on what you like as a player. But yeah, I'd be lining up a forehand here, I think, and trying to use some of that space on the left.
Especially since you can see the gap.
Absolutely.
So Owen comes up there just a little short, not fully committing to the forehand. Same with Alex, a little bit short. But definitely puttable from distance.
Yeah, I think Owen's going to have a decent look at it from there for sure. Ooh. Yeah, just really focusing on the gap maybe, putting some power behind it, and sometimes you just yank those. Sophie with the other, I would imagine, common play, backhand turnover. And looks like it's coming in very nicely.
That was good control.
That was great.
So I have to say where that is. I'm hoping the camera person was standing nearer to the basket, so hopefully she's parked.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm expecting her to be right in territory. Oh my god.
If you would have thrown that off the first one, that would have been huge, but still good. Every stroke counts, so we'll see what he can do from there.
Absolutely.
I'm not sure who this is. This is Lazarus maybe in the
I'm thinking maybe Lazarus, but tough to tell from back there.
Comes out a little bit left.
Yeah, either way, that's an open but far and obstructed look. So actually open and obstructed don't make sense together. I think you know what I meant though. Like you can see the basket, but there's some stuff to contend with.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, we'll go with that.
Smooth brain commentary.
It was a run. It was good. There was nothing wrong with it. Good height. Just pulled it a bit right. Definitely a scary one to run though in this distance, as Alex comes up a little short too.
Yeah, and like we were saying, there's some branches there up high to, force you to take either a stabbier look or to, I don't know. If you're being floaty, you got to be a little more careful anyway. So you're thinking about what's in front of you while you're putting, which is never anybody's favorite thing, I don't think. Ooh, nice putt there to finish it off from Seth.
That's right.
I think.
Yeah,
nice putt, Seth. And yeah, look at Sophie there.
Wow, this is her drive.
Yeah, right in range.
Confident putt too.
Great too.
That's how you drop the hole. Just something floaty and smooth and straight.
Yeah, absolutely. Lazarus taps in.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for. He had a decent drive. I'm trying to remember. Or he was a little bit early, right?
Yeah, with 5 players in the card, I think I'm gonna find myself in a position like I am right now, where I'm just trying to put everybody's shots together, and it's not all coming back to mine. But yeah.
Hole 5 from the traditional shorts, and I think this is where they're playing from. It kind of looks that way.
I think so. Yeah.
It's a great tunnel shot. You'll find a lot of that in the front 7 of Paris. The problem is these rocks right here. If you got anything that you want to skip into the basket, it just catches you just outside circle where you have to make a long putt. So you do have to get it in the air.
Yeah, and then at the end, even if you pure this first gap, this tunnel shot, there's those 2 pines at the end. So you get a little too high or left or right, you're in trouble.
Okay, that's not bad. Actually, that's fantastic.
Yeah, Sophie has no trouble. Clean look at the basket. That's great.
Yeah, just squeaks out left. Got definitely an early release, but she's going to be wide open.
It's sort of like, you know, putting. You want to shrink your misses. And I think that was not perfect execution, but that was a tight enough miss. She's in great position.
That had great pace.
Yeah.
If that was straighter, that thing was making it past the basket for sure.
I agree. And
that's
Owen with a forehand. Interesting.
Yeah.
He's been busting out a couple forehands, I think, hey?
Well, especially when you're trying to hit gaps. Generally, in my opinion, hitting a gap with a forehand is a lot easier than with a backhand, just because you can...
Yeah, I would agree, especially an early gap, because you're looking at it.
Seth again gets lots of power, just a little bit offline.
Yeah.
Another one just like Alex's. If he was on target, that thing was going to the basket. Lazarus with the backhand that gets away from him, but somehow makes it all the way to circle one.
No, that's the local line. You don't. That's how I normally throw this hole.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, I guess I don't play that enough to get the local love and local knowledge.
Yeah. No, makes his own gap, but puts himself in a great position.
Alex, your little flex shot here.
Something I forget sometimes at disc golf is you're allowed to be lucky. Like you can try and be good as much as you want, but sometimes you get lucky, and that's okay. Yeah, Alex lining up an upshot here. Yeah, just staples up a little early, but I imagine he'll still have a putt from there.
The common miss when you're throwing like that is you accidentally yank it over too much into the trees on the right. So he's smart to play out to the left, but I'm sure he expected more.
Definitely.
I think that was Seth.
Yeah, I think that was Seth. Puts himself in the bushes there. Again, not exactly where you want to be, but he's got a putt, so you're not too upset with that at all. And Lazarus trying to manufacture a gap here. And catches a branch. Yeah, it's tricky. Owen in a similar spot. He's on the other side of the tree trunk.
This tree looks grabbier than it
looks menacing.
Looks like there's lots of gaps, but doesn't take much to slow your disc down as Owen there just makes a great smart play and puts it in play.
Oh, Sophie almost connects on a fantastic putt. Leaves yourself a tap in. And Lazarus. Good look at it. I should say he gives it a good look. He didn't have a good look at it at all and does about as much as he could from there.
This is Alex for his 3. See if he can get it above the basket this time. Another low putt for Alex.
Yeah, and I'll say again, uncharacteristic. His dad, Ken, who again we play with a ton, is honestly perhaps the best putter I know, including the MPO folks. I mean, hey, present company excluded. So, you know, anytime I play with Alex, I'm like, wow, this kid is a great putter. Yeah.
Nice putt there from Lazarus. Very confident.
Speaking of great putts, there we go.
Very confident, very smooth. Didn't try to overdo too much, but just still got lots of pace on it.
Absolutely.
See what Alex can do here. He's got to start getting this is one of those ones where you get some confidence back by just putting it right in the heart of the chains with some pace.
Yep.
As he does.
That's exactly what he does.
That's a smart, great play, Alex. Way to take those short putts and really capitalize on your practice.
Yep. Yeah, you love it. Nice putt there as well from Seth.
More tap-ins on hole 5. Doing great here. It's been again another hole, but I can see this one more than hole 3. But 3 4s and 2 3s. Owen and Sophie. Sophie almost with the 2 going off the band.
Yeah, just about, eh?
And Owen getting caught up behind the tree there to make it a layup.
This is a tricky course, though. It's not easy to take 3s on these holes. They're short, but there's a lot going on.
Yeah, on the last of our wooded holes for a little while, we have this one. If you have a forehand, it's great. If you don't, you're more or less just throwing a straight shot and trying to make a long putt.
Yeah, I don't mind a backhand turnover either. You don't want it to be aggressive, but sort of like a gentle turn. For me, maybe something like a Praxis, I don't mind. Where I can put a little hyzer on it out of the hand and let it turn over slowly based on the stability of the disc.
Sophie with the tee box. Oh, that's a little bit early.
Yeah, early release.
She's going to be missing the people counter there and getting to her disc.
Yeah, she's been scrambling well so far today, though, so I'm not concerned. And Owen with what I think is the standard play. Oh, I thought he was going to make it through that gap. Just catches one of the last trees, I think. Alex repping Thought Space Athletics. What has he got going on here? That is exactly what I was thinking you'd like to try and do if you're throwing backhand. Alex. Great shot. Does stable up just a tad at the end, but that slow drifting shot, that was wonderful.
That's huge.
Yep.
This is the whole, I think, design for Seth here, though. Just highs or flip forehand. Don't need to overpower it. Gets a little burned over, but he's out there looking at the basket.
Absolutely.
Oh, this
is
perfect.
Hammers it.
Go in.
Oh! I think that might have even gone off of the cage. Wow, that was certainly close if it didn't.
Yeah, that couldn't have missed by more than a couple feet.
No way.
Hopefully he's not obstructed on the putt as Sophie catches another early tree and gets put into the worst possible spot you can be on this hole.
Yeah, that is tough.
Lost where it went, but I'm assuming she can see the basket from there.
Yeah, and I don't think that you're even thinking about the basket too much from there. You're just like, get me out of this crap. And she does a decent job of that, as does Owen. I think they'll have looks at it.
Owen's play of just throw it as hard as he can at the tree definitely worked. He's now looking at the basket.
And Sophie, little deep, little kick back. It's going to be a tough putt from there, but she does have a clean look at it.
That's unfortunate. Definitely a great upshot.
Yeah. Nice up there from Owen.
What do we got here? This is Seth out of the bushes here. And just has to lay it up because nothing. Slid a lot though. Yeah,
pretty obstructed. Does the smart thing and doesn't quite get the ground reaction he'd like. Alex, I think that's his putt for it too. Yeah. So he'll still have a look at it for par.
I think he was laying that one up though. He had the tree in his way and he would really had to float it. Sophie smashes another long putt.
Yep. I'm sensing a trend here.
That was for her 5 as well, so definitely saving herself a stroke there. A needed one at that to maintain it to just a double bogey.
Yep. Yeah, definitely. I find that in the moment when you run up a big number like that and finish with a big putt, you're a little more upset than if you make a big putt for a 2 or 3 or what have you. But in the grand scheme of things, I think those are tougher big putts to make because you're already in your own head. You're like, oh man, this can't be a 5 or a 6 or a 7. So
that's true.
It can be tough to connect for those.
And Seth as well. Lazarus is his ace run. Can't convert on the comebacker.
Yeah, unfortunate ground play, I guess. Off there to give him a little more distance than he'd like with that phenomenal look off of the tee.
It is a little downhill. I understand that. If you airball that one, you're not stopping till circle's edge.
Yeah.
So I can understand missing low there.
Totally.
There you go, Alex. Nice 3.
Yep. And Lazarus as well, tapping in the 3.
An unfortunate 3. He would have wanted that 2 there. Even the 1 would have been fantastic. But would have been great to have 2 aces in 2 different Nikko's drive videos.
Back to back. But Lazarus will get him next time. I know he will.
Oh, I'm sure. Hole 7. I think it's from the short tee pad, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think this is the shot and distance that I'm used to seeing from the shorts.
It doesn't really matter what route you take. You can go forehand or backhand. It's just about shaping your shot through that first gap and having it land close to the basket. There's not too much to deal with on this hole.
No, this is another one where you've got a lot of routes you can take to get there. I will say though, it plays quite a bit further. Well, maybe not quite a bit, but plays significantly further than the 219 that you're seeing there because you're playing uphill.
Yeah.
So I find this is one where the mistake that I'll often make is go, 219 and grab my 219 disc and then come up short and then go, you know what, next time. And then I never adjust next time.
Okay. Lazarus gets a little bit inside, but he's got...
I think Lazarus will be pin high there or close to it. Just depends on how deep into the scruff he is. The schnarb.
Similar spot. Almost a great shot for the other basket position, but...
Yeah. Still, again, another one where as long as it's not too far in there, should be just fine. See the walk up twice here for Seth.
Oh.
I didn't quite catch that one. We'll find out in a minute.
Sophie seems to be controlling her angles quite well, playing out to the safe side of the basket.
Yep. Much like I was saying about Alex earlier, I'm noticing she's playing smart today.
There you go. Nice layup from Alex. Yep. Smart play, as he said.
And gives it just a bit of float where,
look at this.
You know, a little more power. Oh, wow.
Ringing up chains from distance.
Yeah, seriously.
Plastic playback. Let's watch that. The branch almost slows it down enough to go in, too.
Yeah. Just getting out from there to be in position from there, you're happy, but to catch chains on the way, wow.
He was lucky enough to have a gap, and he almost capitalized on the luck. So, as Seth, I believe that was Seth.
I think that was Owen.
Oh, it was Owen? Okay,
yeah.
As Owen just kind of puts that one to the ground.
Yeah. Sophie gives it an honest try from back there. Leaves herself in position for another good look at the basket. Oh, Owen from distance.
All of them, they're just putting so well, and it's just not going in. Hitting bands and chains and baskets.
Yeah, these baskets are not rewarding these players at all today.
Should have done some research to figure out where they all play out of.
Well, Alex Michelin, I think, plays out of Bronte Creek Disc Golf Club.
And I'm 90% certain Sophie plays out of Guelph.
Nice.
But I'm sorry, I can't remember. I don't really know the other three well enough to say where they play out of. But they're definitely great players. I'm excited to see what they'll be.
Yeah, well, I was going to say when we see them back on pro coverage in a year or two, we'll make sure we do our research by then. I'm
sure by then I'll have to be competing against them. So.
Yeah, and I'm sure I'll be looking up with jealousy from the amateur cards.
All right, so we got hole 8 has a Mando on the left-hand side, so you have to keep it down the gap here. You can't throw it down the road. It's a really hard hole for even the most seasoned of players, so I'm really excited to see how these young people decide to break this hole down. Yeah, agreed. It's one of those ones where I think, if you have an arm, it's easy to get greedy. I'll try and push something all the way down there, but I think the smart play is what a lot of these young folks will be trying to do, is just throwing something into that gap there, giving themselves a look to put it towards the basket. Wow. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing from Alex. Oh, it gets just a little bit left. That's going to be a tough spot, but the shot looked great.
Yep, agreed.
Oh, Seth tried to give them a little extra.
Yeah, I think Seth has made a mistake just there that I make here often. Is okay, let me just really pull it and go for it, and sometimes it goes well, and sometimes it doesn't. And Lazarus, early hyzer, but a great kick, and he is celebrating. You love to see it. I think Sophie might have the most luscious locks on the card, though, and there's some serious competition today.
It's got to be hard to throw with that kind of hair.
Yep. Yeah. And
another great kick off
nice
a tree.
Kick out. Yeah, as long as it slows up. Oh,
and it does. That's a perfect position for the next shot.
Yeah, not only slows up, but it rolls back right out to the middle. That's great.
Whoa.
Oh, come on, Owen.
Owen's got some power.
Oh, yeah. I was just really praying it would stable up just, a half second before it looked like it was going to, but still, that's not a spot that you're upset about at all. And what do we got here from Seth?
This is tough. I think he's taking this wide gap right, and he actually does decently.
Yep.
The other option was to pitch out back to the fairway, but then you have to make the hyzer around the gap, so
yeah, I
kind of applaud him for his thought process there.
Lazarus tries to go high, but catches something and kicks offline.
That was a nasty kick, too.
Yeah, that was aggressive.
Unfortunate at best.
Okay, and Owen looks like just cuts that Anheuser angle a little harder than he would like and finds himself on the right. Let's see what he's got to work with in a second.
Okay. Yeah, again, not having much to play with there. There's lots of trees on these when you get off the fairway on this hole.
Yeah, I think you're content just to get out at all, so getting out and taking some distance back, I think Lazarus is pretty happy. I would be anyway. Wow, and Seth buzzes the basket there, just a little high, but should be in good position.
Something crazy, but do we see Sophie's second shot?
I don't know that we have yet. Is this... no, this is her second shot.
This is where her drive got to?
Yeah, because remember, she got good distance and it popped back out to the middle.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, good job.
Yeah.
That is how you play this hole.
That's always a good feeling, too, on a card when you're you're waiting for everybody else to shoot a few times and you walk up and you're like, hey, there's my drive.
Yeah. Definitely with the smugness involved as well.
Yeah. Well, especially when the commentators are like, hey, did we get that upshot?
Yeah.
And the reason we didn't is because we're not at the drive yet. It's awesome.
What's that one got here? Just coming out of the bushes here.
Spraying and praying. And wow,
Great
that's a
out.
great out from there. I've been there before. It's not pretty. And Seth. Good height. Good power, it looked like. Just didn't quite get there. Oh, and Lazarus, a little too much power. Catches the top band.
That's three baskets just in a row for Lazarus.
Yeah. Yeah, he'll get him back. And look at Ken there, providing some sage-like wisdom, I'm sure, to his son Alex. Coffee in hand, as per usual. Nice putt, Owen.
Now we just got some tap outs here to finish this particularly difficult hole.
Well, yeah, but whatever Ken was saying, like, Alex would have definitely missed that 6-foot putt if not for Ken's encouragement, of course.
You give so little faith to Alex.
Oh, I have all the faith in Alex, but I'm just trying to give Ken some credit, too.
We'll see.
Lazarus with authority.
Maybe shaking off those putts, trying to make sure they go in next time.
Well, you got to do that sometimes. You get a little upset with how a putt went. You can throw it in the basket a little harder. Get some of that stress out. Come to the next tee fresh.
Yeah, so hole 9. It looks like this one has been shortened for the Nikko's Drive event. A nice 182 foot, I'm guessing hyzer for most of them. You can go forehand hyzer, backhand hyzer. Just get it above the trees and go for the ace.
Yep. Yeah, agreed. I was going to add that piece about the forehand, but you did it already. There's those couple trees in the middle you want to stay out of the way of, but forehand hyzer, backhand hyzer, spike something in there, ace run it.
Get a little score up here. We got Alex taking the lead, +2. Sophie right behind, pushing along with +3. Oh, actually, look at this. 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. We got the
rainbow staircase? I don't know. I don't know what you call
I'm trying
that.
to think of the Yahtzee term right now, and it's absolutely a straight now. My goodness.
I don't know.
The large straight.
I don't play Yahtzee.
Oh, you should.
I probably should, but I don't, so I don't know. But either way, 4 strokes from first on the card, and and you're not looking at a whole lot of spread between our players at all today. So still anybody's game.
Yeah, one little kick either way could have definitely got you some, got you all up into the lead. I don't know where Owen just went there.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Either high or wide, or perhaps both, but I'm sure we'll see in a moment.
They didn't play OB at Bronte, so I'm assuming that they're not going to play OB here
That would make
at
sense.
Paris, but you can't really assume anymore.
It's true. Also, I would say...
Ooh.
Oh, I love the shape of
this
that.
looks
Go
great.
in.
Oh, he went long. It looks making the camera person turn around.
Yeah, what a shot shape, though.
Yeah, so it didn't go over the road.
Wow.
I love the youthful vigor of just running everything. It doesn't matter where. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Can I see the basket? Run it.
Yeah.
Can I not see the basket? I don't care. I'm still running it. I love it.
See if Alex can get this one up into the chains. Another one just a little bit low.
To be fair, that one's pretty far away.
It's true.
That looks like probably outside the circle or certainly close to the edge.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, Lazarus. Good bid. There's that commitment there that you want to see after a few that have not quite gone his way.
True.
Seth, nice look as well. Again, these are all from distance. It's tough to execute the power and the height and the left to right and the spin and everything from that distance. So.
Oh, that was an inch too low.
Oh, man.
Ooh, left side catch for Sophie.
Yeah. No pictures on the scorecards. That's in.
I'm going to start adding them. Submit it to the TD.
Just as long as it's not when I'm playing, because that would not be pretty.
Lazarus is really spinning that in there.
Yep. Nice, snappy spin putt. Owen with the tap in.
As you'd expect, lots of threes on this hole. 1-4 from Owen after catching up early. It's one of those ones either you park it or you take your 3 and you're just sort of happy.
Yep, definitely.
There's always a chance of a long putt, but it's not what you plan for. So I'm wondering what holes they're not going to play here of the standard. I'm assuming the next one. Nope, the next one they're going to play.
They are playing that.
Maybe not the hill holes.
Yeah, that would make sense to cut those few out.
Yeah.
Maybe go over to the corner and play back.
Who knows?
Hole 10, it looks like, I think they've shortened a little bit. I think this, is the short normally not closer to 3?
You know what? We'll just have to wait and see.
I guess so. Anyway, 218 feet straight at it, but it's an elevated basket, so you're not quite as incentivized to go for the full ace run. I think we're going to see a lot of folks just gunning for the wood at the base. That's what I'd be doing.
Definitely a shorter tee here. You can tell by the little triangular flag, Nikko's drive flag there.
Yep.
Sophie drops.
Sophie coming
goes
up
long.
A little long, yeah. Circle's edge.
Throwing a 240-foot drive there, just
yeah, and I was gonna say this is in range, I think, for everybody on our card, certainly. So, the question is, where are you gonna aim it? You're gonna go for a hyzer, a turnover, forehand, backhand, skip shot. What are you doing? Alex is putting it under the basket, is what he's doing.
That's what you're doing.
Yeah.
This is an elevated basket, though. You're never, even when you're in the wood chips, you're never guaranteed the putt. So
no, definitely not. You just want to put yourself in position.
Lazarus?
Yeah, Lazarus.
Yeah, he rolled out a little bit left, but definitely a great drive.
And Seth, just a little low out of the hand, but I liked where his head was at. I think I'd prefer a forehand look here to a backhand.
Yeah.
I know it's sort of dealer's choice, but you're looking at it the whole way. Yeah. 218.
This is all day a backhand for me, but that's me.
Ooh, and there is a bit of a buzz there from Owen.
Owen just drops that one at least 260, just absolutely ripping on the disc.
And Seth, smart layup.
I like.
You don't want to try and run it from there and go high or long. Wow, yeah, Owen's pretty deep there.
Oh, opting for the layup play, definitely a smart move.
Yep.
As Lazarus tries to give it a half go there, is my guess. All these juniors are so much smarter than us.
Yeah, Sophie laying it up. Alex, I think, is looking at the chains here. Maybe 20 feet or so, 25. Oh, nice catch, kid.
You go thank that basket,
Run
Alex.
that in. Buy that basket dinner. Leave some flowers.
Yeah.
That was a nice assist there.
It gave
but
you
a nice
some
birdie.
Love. Great putt from Seth there. Really tough putting uphill like this, or on an elevated basket.
Yeah, I was gonna say even on an elevated basket, excuse me, even 12, 15 feet can be intimidating a lot of the time. Certainly is for me. It's not a natural way to toss the disc, and if you think about just the physics or math or whatever the heck of a disc sort of coming upwards and spinning into the chains, that's like prime for a spit out.
I try not to do that. It just hurts my brain.
Hey, smooth brain. This is what I was telling you.
Yes.
This is how you excel. And Sophie, with the Pit Vipers back on, cannot miss a putt. I mean, it helps that she was maybe 4 feet away, but I choose to believe it was the sunglasses.
Yeah, the sun's not getting to her.
No.
All right, off to hole 11. It looks like another short tee pad. There's nothing really to say about this. There's one tree in the way, and a tree if you really pull on it too hard. So
yeah, this is reminding me of 9. There's some stuff in the middle you don't want to hit. Hyzer on the left with a forehand, or on the back on the right with a backhand.
I would say this is even easier than 9 because you don't have to go over anything.
Yep. So I would agree.
You just want to. This is the one you have to look at, and you have to all about accuracy in this point. Alex going with a standstill. I don't know why, but I'm having trouble remembering if Alex even does a run up now.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I think he does. I think he does like
yeah,
not like a crazy run up, but I think it's just, speaking to the fact that he's got 180 feet of power all day.
Yeah, I don't know how I don't know that, but my brain is not working right now.
No, I'm now my brain is firing up now. He definitely does, and I think he's just shortening it because he's got that power. Nice shot from Seth. Nope, that was Lazarus. Sorry.
Yeah, that had to be Lazarus.
Because there's Seth right there.
Yes.
With the black hoodies, I'm getting them mixed up from time to time. Wow, the power on the Hyzer forehand.
Yeah, I really like Seth's forehand. He just needs to either get more overstable discs or figure out the angle a little bit more. But he's got lots of power, lots of control.
And that's the hardest part. I mean,
wow, giving it an ace run from Owen there.
Making me forget what I was talking about. Owen, great look at the basket. Yeah, well, with forehands, I find the tough part is getting the power. Once you're there, you can work on your angle control and whatnot, but that's how I started, was with a forehand with a lot of power and didn't know what the heck I was doing with it. Figured it out eventually. I'm sure he will too. Sophie, nice look.
Yep, good height, good pace, like usual. Seth coming in. Another
hyzers a bit early, but great look.
Yeah, another good pace putt.
Owen connects from downtown.
Huge.
That for Owens. That's Owens too, I think.
Yes, it was.
Great putt. Nice birdie.
Yep, from circle's edge. Got to run it in.
As he should.
I think this is Lazarus' drive as well.
Might be right.
Ooh.
Unfortunate air ball.
It's tough because he's been hitting band so often, so I think he tried to take a little off there and just ended up losing his line a bit. So
yeah,
it's tough because you want to keep going. Oh, as Alex just chains out left.
And certainly not a tap in by any stretch for Lazarus, but I will say that, you know, on those putts where, you know, you sort of, I feel like I like to philosophize about disc golf, and I'm hanging with you on these commentaries, Chris. When you're walking up and you're already sort of marking that 2 down in your brain, knowing, oh, I'm going to make that putt, no problem, no problem. Sometimes you mentally check out and it winds up being a little more tricky than you expect it to be. I find certainly that that's when I can run into some trouble is, you know, if I'm going, great, I'm up there in the circle, that'll be a 2, and either it's a little bit further than I thought, or, you know, I'm just not paying enough attention.
Sure.
Can be tricky.
Oh, as Lazarus almost squeaks out again.
But in the basket.
It doesn't matter how it got there. See, you said something about pictures earlier, and I've already forgot, so let's just move on.
Honestly, I think pictures would be fine the more I think about it, because you would just see the disc in the bottom of the basket. If they were doing GIFs, that would be bad.
Not GIFs?
Nah, the founder says it's GIF, but that's stupid. It's RG, it's GIF.
So we are, yes, that's it. We skipped the uphill and downhill hole, original 12 and 13.
I think we might even have skipped
and
14 as well,
around
right?
the corner.
Yeah, so this is course hole 15, playing as our hole 12. I would say for me, this is a pretty standard hyzered forehand around that corner. You could also certainly turn something over or throw a straight shot.
They now have.
You've got a forehand. This is the one.
They also cleared out that. I don't want to call it a sucker gap because I don't want to accidentally insult somebody who is going to throw this shot. As that was Owen almost throwing a roller, but
cut rolls way back. But yeah, no.
If you can go low right there, you can actually get a great shot. But
you're totally right. It was not like that the last time I played Paris, which is, to be fair, been several months, like winter maybe.
No,
but that gap didn't used to be there. Ooh. That would be deceptive.
Did you just get a wardrobe change from Lazarus?
I was gonna say, I think we did.
I don't remember anybody wearing orange and black.
Lazarus and Seth both unfortunately just hyzering out a bit early. I would say that's a very common mistake on a forehand when you're trying to hyzer, is just yanking it a little bit high, holding on to it half second longer than you mean to. Alex almost gets away with the local line there. Yeah. I think he'll still have a putt at it.
I think he was going outside, but there's a possibility he was trying to go that. We're still going to call it the sucker gap, even though it is very viable.
Yeah, could have been a line drive for sure.
Okay, that's a great out.
Wow.
And that's going to roll towards the basket.
Keep hooking? Yeah, that's awesome.
Wow. Is that going to be... That needs to stop now.
I was going to say, though, I was worried it was going to cut the other way. Oh, that's fine.
I think you're happy about that coming out of there.
Yeah.
Alex laying up for his 2 because he punched through the trees. Or laying up his 2 for his 3.
Yes.
Owen doing the same.
Yeah.
That gets a little bit away from him.
What kind of face is he making back there?
Oh, great putt from Sophie.
Yeah. No surprise there.
Not at all.
Definitely a wardrobe change here from Lazarus.
Mm-hmm.
So no more getting him confused with Seth.
Yeah, that was through the trees. That's tough to do. You're worried about hitting everything. You got to change your line.
Yep.
There we go.
Same thing there with Seth. Just a tough putt out. A couple of branches in the way. Gets in your head. Owen. Puts it out. Walks it in.
Oh, casual.
Super casual. Smiling at somebody behind the camera. Oh, probably Seth.
I don't know their last names, but they're both N's. Could they be brothers?
One never knows.
Pop it out, you're fine.
I wouldn't be surprised. They have a pretty similar look and style going on.
I definitely should have done some research.
Shoulda. So should I have.
But
oh well.
Here we are, enjoying disc golf just like you.
Just learning as we go along. 3s and 4s. Certainly respectable.
Is that a CTP flag right there?
It must be. I don't know what else it would be.
That was a foot away.
Yeah.
Hole 13, which is course hole 16.
Yeah, 16. I was going to say 17, but yeah, no, that's not right. 16. This is one of my least favorite holes. There's a few different suckers gaps. Yeah, I just find there's a few different places that you sort of look at and think I can fit a disc through there, and I have difficulty doing it.
Wow.
I've tooed it maybe once, and usually I will try and manufacture something and wind up a little further away than I expect to be.
It's definitely tough from this angle since they've moved the short T-pad off to the right, because you do have to kind of keep it tight to that tree on the left, unfortunately, as Owen, right? Or is that?
That was Owen, yeah.
Yeah, Owen just catches early right there.
Yeah, and to be fair, like, I'm grading on a bit of a curve here. Like, I'm not saying that I'm taking massive numbers here, usually, sometimes maybe, but it's not like I hate this because it's like 4s and 5s. It's just, it feels like the 2 is very much in play, and it's proven more tricky than that for me.
Oh, definitely. It's an not awkward, it's a very unique angle that you have to hit coming off the T-pad, pulling it right as Alex pulls that one over a little hard.
Just a little hard, but yeah, I think he might have gotten away with it at the edge of that shrubbery there.
273 feet. It's going to be a pretty big throw for all of our contestants here, but we're contestants now. They're out playing The Price is Right. all of our players here.
Do you think they get bonus points for getting just to the basket but not over? If you go 2 feet past,
man,
you're in trouble. Owen lining something up. And just doesn't quite get that angle where he'd like it, so a little bit out on the left, but we'll see where that winds up.
Yeah, it looked like he went like a driver there of sorts, so
yeah.
I wonder if he could have gone down to a mid-range and just thrown a little more controlled.
Hey, Jinx.
Dang it.
If we weren't doing commentary, I'd do that thing where you have to buy me a Coke until you can talk again. I think that's how it works. Yeah, he's not talking. Okay, well, welcome to just me commentating on the last 2.5 holes. Alex lining up a putt from where I often find myself here. A little further than I'd like to be, and just praying for things to work out. Wow, and almost make something happen. Are you just, is there some, I don't remember how Jinx works. We're like in our late 20s, early 30s. If there's something I have to say to get you to talk again, I don't know what it is. You're just looking at me like there's something I have to do, and I don't know what it is, Chris.
It's okay. I'm back.
Oh, welcome back.
Took a little mental break there to refresh.
It was lonely.
All right, back to disc golf.
It's like when you're at Zeller's and your mom goes a couple aisles away and you're a kid and you're like, no, come back. Don't leave me here alone.
Oh, Lazarus again off the cage.
Yep.
He's got such a confident putt when it's on, and that one just coming off the cage, that drops that one in nicely.
But one thing that's been nice to see is I've not seen Lazarus lose the pace he needs to get to the basket on his putts once today. Certainly some angle adjustment or some height adjustment, but you know, not losing that confidence at all to really spin it hard at the basket.
There you go, Alex.
Alex.
Yeah, well, Alex is putting well today too. He's not making the long ones, but definitely not missing any comebackers. So making the ones he needs to make. Just Seth squeaks that one in.
Owen.
Sorry, Owen, you're right. All right, so.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that I don't know if anybody who's listening would have noticed, but like the first 4 holes, I was just letting you entirely take the lead on names. I had no idea who anybody was until after a while. I was okay. Owen, blue shirt. Seth is wearing a baseball cap. Lazarus has the beanie. Like it took me a while.
But you did great. So, I didn't even notice.
Yeah, that's because I let you do all the all the talking.
As Sophie taps in the solo 3 on the card, gaining a stroke on Alex for. I believe that.
Yeah, so this is a good time for a score check heading into our second last hole here.
Sure, yeah.
Well, let's walk through the hole first, then we'll do a score check.
Okay, so this is an adapted hole where you're playing from the corner. Normally the tee-pad is farther back, but if you have a forehand, 3 of our players have very good forehands. I don't think I've seen Sophie or Alex throw forehands. No. But it's definitely a forehand hole if you have it. If not, again, you're just throwing a straight
shot or a backhand turnover.
Yeah, exactly. Or backhand turnover, and it's definitely a harder shot. But
oh yeah, so here for that score check, we've got Sophie and Alex all knotted up with 3 over par with 2 holes to play. Lazarus and Owen still certainly well within reach. 5 over for Lazarus, 6 for Owen. And Seth certainly would have to make some magic happen, but not out of reach at 8 over either. And everybody's playing well today. You know, certainly some things we don't love to see as far as catching branches or putts higher or lower, but very well played thus far by our entire card of competitors.
Oh, Alex, after watching Sophie go into the trees, throws an absolute beautiful drive.
Just buzzes it right past Scott Caldwell there.
Oh, is that who's filming
Yeah,
today?
it took me a while to figure it out, and
Nice.
we haven't had a shot of him in a while, but that's Scott. Gotta give him a shout out.
Nice.
Great disc golfer, even better cameraman if that's possible.
Was that Seth? That was Seth who almost had a perfect shot, just catches a tree late.
I think so,
This is
yeah.
Owen coming up somewhere.
I think he might have caught an early tree there and deceived Scott.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you were talking him up for his camera
I was
skills.
like, what a great
Wow.
cameraman, and he has no idea where it is.
Great
Come on,
upshot
Scott.
from Lazarus. That is a wall. There is
Yeah.
not a gap to make it through there, and
No,
he
there's
did
nothing.
fantastic.
Yeah, it's making some magic happen.
And Seth, I can't tell if that was short. What is this? A tomahawk? A little hammer
A little,
from
little hammer throw, yeah.
Sophie?
Yeah, and
Not bad.
one of the few things I remember hearing about her is she's got a bit of an ultimate background, so hammer throw makes some sense.
Sure.
And wow, that's a pretty good look at the basket from back there as well.
Mm-hmm.
Alex
Yep.
under the basket.
Smartly playing up for the 3. He doesn't need more than that.
Yep, floats it, gives it a tiny chance going in, puts it right there if it doesn't. Wow, and great look from
Yeah.
Owen.
Here
From
comes
distance.
Mr. Forbes himself. And that's Sophie.
That hurts. That was a nice looking putt too.
That's the first putt I think she's missed that I can remember today.
Yeah, certainly feels that way. She's been putting very
Mhm.
well.
Yeah.
Unfortunate time to miss one.
Yeah, good to see Papa Forbes coming out here to check out on the MJ15 card.
Mm-hmm. Seth connects. As does Lazarus.
Just some tap-ins here. Realistically, they're most of these people and gentlemen. Yeah, these two gentlemen can definitely just reach over and drop it in. So shouldn't be too much of a difficulty.
Nope,
From the angle of that, it looked like it was mine.
not at all.
So we got a couple 3s from Alex, Seth, and Lazarus. The 4 from Owen, and Sophie with that missed putt takes a 5. Went from tie for the lead,
Yeah, that's
dropping 2
unfortunate.
strokes on the second to last hole.
Penultimate hole, I think.
Penultimate is the
Yeah.
right word. I
Yeah.
love that you know what that is.
Hell yeah, buddy. But still, this is a hole where nothing is to be taken for granted. So Sophie and a few other of our competitors are still right in this. Hole 15 looks like 266 feet, and there's a number of gaps you can look at and throw something at and just hope that it goes the way that you want. I think probably the 2 most natural ones are a forehand hyzer up the left or a backhand hyzer up the right, but there's probably a half dozen ways. Oh no, maybe there's a little bit less on the right than I thought, sorry. Maybe a straight shot, but there's about a half dozen ways you could draw it up, and you're lucky if you execute well enough to hit any of them because there's trees everywhere.
I think the word you're looking for to summarize your whole sentence there was the poke and hope.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's exactly it.
There's definitely lines, but you still got to get lucky once you get going. As Seth, again, just a little bit too flippy, but he's got all, like, the snaps there, the power's there.
Yeah, agreed. He'll calibrate that in pretty quickly. I've seen some really good looks today from him. And Lazarus catches one of those trees we were talking about. Looks like he kicks down to the right. And Owen lining up a forehand, yeah. That's what I would be going for here. Wow, right over the top of the basket. It's tough to get a clean look at the basket for your putt, and not only does he get a clean look at the basket for a 2, he gets a clean look at it for a 1. That was a great shot.
No, this looks great. It's going right on 9.
Oh yeah, great shot
Ooh.
from Sophie as well.
I wonder if that caught a tree or if that's just where it hyzered out, because it looked like it was flying straighter than that.
Yeah, I thought she was going to get closer to the basket and straighter as well. Wonder if she caught something.
Lazarus smartly pitching out of the trees there as best he can. Oh, there's a nice little hyzer route there. That'll get him up and down.
Yeah, Lazarus puts himself right towards the basket there. And Seth. Yeah,
Very
that's the
nice.
smart play. Gives it a little bit of height, so if he pumps it far enough, it can go in, and it's right under if not.
There's not always a route to make it through these trees.
No.
Oh,
Wow. Alex tries to make one, though.
Alex, figuring he's got a couple strokes in hand, he can get a
more
little
aggressive.
risky. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and Lazarus, little high, little left, but good look. Owen
Made it
lining
long.
up. Yeah, yeah, he must have, eh? Lining up a What is that called? Straddle putt.
Yes.
That's the word for it. I know penultimate, but not straddle putt, apparently.
Yeah, English language is strange.
Isn't it, though?
So there we go. We got a bunch of, well, Lazarus still has a tree to contend. Ooh, 2 trees to contend with. No, he's in front of that tree.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, as it just comes out low. Definitely not easy.
Yeah, I forget who it is, but somebody once characterized English not as a language, but as 3 languages sitting on each other's shoulders wearing a trench coat. And that feels very appropriate. Because it's a weird language. And Alex tapping in.
The victory.
Celebrating. You love to see it.
That's it. Great, well, honestly, great playing from everybody. We had Lazarus had some trouble with them putting. Seth's forehands kept turning over on him, which is a good sign. It means he can upgrade into some more of a stable distance.
I love Sophie's putt from there. But wow, I mean, you know, if you only have a 5-stroke spread from first to fifth, that's pretty amazing. You know, even from second to fifth, you've got, what was that, 2 strokes, 3 strokes?
Yep.
Yeah, some really great disc golf played by everybody. I'm going to try not to get too sentimental here, but I have loved watching Alex play since he first started playing as a local at our course as a very young man. So really nice to see him earn a victory here. Nice to see some of these disc golfers for the first time. This was a great round over at Paris, Chris. Yeah, definitely the future's in good hands with these players here. They all got skill. You can see it coming through. You can see it's going to be coming for years to come, so that's fantastic. Yeah, and like I was saying, I'm looking over my shoulder a little bit. I might just be looking next to me because these players are great. You're probably looking over your shoulder and thinking, oh no, what am I in for in a year or two if they keep progressing like this? That's true. Yeah, well, that was it from Paris. This was Nikko's Drive. Thank you, Nikko. Thank you, Carl, for putting these on for all of Ontario to enjoy, for all the juniors in Ontario to get out to play. This is very, in my opinion, very huge to developing the junior side of the sport, which is much needed in Ontario. There's not too many. There wasn't too many of them a few years ago when with all these tournaments. Yeah, no, you love to see it. Grateful to be able to commentate on it. Thanks for coming out and hanging out with me, Chris. I'm Galen Naidu-Harris. And I am Chris Brown. We'll see you next time.